Question 95. If x is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 5, how many integer values of x will make the above expression an integer? So when we plug in a value for x into the numerator and denominator, we want to end up with an integer answer. Okay, and the question asks how many integer values of x will make that work. So it's not what value of x will work, it's how many of them will work. And we only have to test the integer values between 0 and 5, including 0 and 5. So we're only going to try 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if we try 0 first, we get 2 times 0, which is 0, plus 5. So we have 5 in the numerator. And then we plug in 0 in the denominator. We have 0 minus 2, so that's negative 2. Okay, and that does not work. That's not going to be an integer. So we can put an x there to keep track. Let's try number 1. So if we put 1 in now, we have 2 times 1, which is 2. And 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, in the denominator we have 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So we have 7 over negative 1, which will be negative 7. So this does work. That will be an integer. Okay, now let's try 2. Put 2 in. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 5 is 9, so the numerator is 9. Then in the denominator, we have 2 minus 2, which is 0. And that's undefined. You can't divide any number by 0, so it's definitely not an integer. Okay, so now let's try number 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 5 will be 11. And in the denominator, we substitute 3 in for x. 3 minus 2 is 1, so we have 11 over 1. That's going to be 11, so that is an integer. Okay, now when we try 4, 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 4 down here. 4 minus 2 is 2. 13 divided by 2 is not going to be an integer because 2 does not go to 13 evenly. So that's a no. Let's substitute 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 5 is 15. So the numerator is 15. Then we have 5 minus 2, which is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So that is an integer. So we have 1, 2, 3 different integer values of x that will make this expression an integer. So our answer is D. Okay, make sure that you're not going to choose 1 as an answer choice. Some students may do so because 1 works. But remember, it's not asking what integer values work. It's asking how many integer values will work.